Bruce Hill, new skills, new you. The questions are the answers. I've got a shout out to Bill McCleskey of My Tech Partners out of Nashville. He said that all the time. And I was like, let's think about it. What does that mean? A lot of times people will, let's say they're upset about something. Our first response is like, hey, you need to calm down. Right? Yo, you need to chill. But a better practice is to ask the question, hey, what happened? What caused you to feel that way? How can I help? How can I support you? So there can be a progression and there can be a resolution. And this is really great if it's your partner because they can avoid escalating the argument. You can avoid passing blame. Now, there's two types of questions. There's closed-ended questions and there's open-ended questions. Closed-ended questions real simple. The answer is yes or no. Those are great for getting confirmation. Those are good for getting confirmation. Are you hungry? Yes or no. For getting information, or even better, for getting understanding, you want to use an open-ended question. They'll start with who, what, where, when, why, and how. So now, hey, you're hungry. What do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? How soon can you get ready? Right? We've all had this conversation. So, hey, let's go to insert plant-based pizzeria, one of my favorite spots. You're like, does that sound good? That's confirmation, right? Yes, it does. It always sounds good. So the questions are the answers. Now, a lot of times, if you keep asking yes or no questions, the conversation is going to die. Maybe you've been on a dating app recently and you just have these dry conversations. Look at the questions that you're asking. Now, sometimes it's their fault. I'm not going to put all the blame on you, but look at the questions you're asking. Are they closed-ended questions? There's nowhere for the conversation to go. It's closed off. They're going to say yeah. They're going to say nah. And then it's going to be silence. And you're going to uninstall the app again. So when you ask open-ended questions, you can explore. You can discover. Let's take it to coaching clients. Let's say you have a program, you have a master class. If you have, and I need to create a one sheet. Hold on, let me write this down. I would create a one sheet when you're like doing one-on-one coach calls. There should be a questionnaire, and those should only be yes or no questions. Only should be yes or no. Have you hired a coach before? Is this a new problem or old problem? Right? And maybe if you do a checkbox, like which one of these applies to you, right? It needs to be very black and white. But when you get them on a call, when you're talking to them, that's when you ask the open-ended questions. Or you might hear someone call them discovery questions. So now you can figure out what their problem is and if the solution you have solves their problem, right? Is this a good client? Are we a good fit for each other? It's got to be mutually beneficial. So now you say, hey, listen, based on what you told me, I could help solve your problem. How do you know that? Because you asked open-ended questions. Then I'll say, hey, listen, here's the solution. When do you want to move forward? That's one of my favorite questions. Because if you read the ebook, Ask for the Money, we'll talk about that. Like, look, after I add value, after I say I can solve your problem, you gotta ask for the money. So we say, hey, when do you want to get started? That's a call to action. It's open-ended. They'll let you know any concerns or hesitations, or they'll say, hey, look, as soon as possible. All right, great. Here's the invoice. Here's the link. What's the debit or credit? So we get there not by trying to convince them, not by doing the most talking. That's a big one. The questions are the answers. If you want to advance in your life, or career, or just your relationships, ask better questions. All right? I hope that helps. Cheers.